Hello, and welcome to Real Estate Appraisal 411. Whether you are a returning viewer or a new viewer, welcome. Thank you for tuning in with me today. My name is Kathy Allen Gray. I'm a licensed real estate appraiser in the state of Missouri. I'm the principal of Ladies Appraisal Service, a full-service real estate appraisal firm located in Kansas City, Missouri. We service the greater Kansas City metro market. So today, I'd like to take a little time to discuss something that is very dear to my heart and something that I have received several inquiries about. And this is the status of the real estate appraisal profession. So, the most recent statistics regarding real estate appraisers are the following. And I'd like to hold this up. I hope that you can see it. But this has some demographic information from the Appraisal Institute. So, the most recent figures, and these figures are of 2023. I must admit I have seen some more recent figures of 2024, but however, they have changed very little. So these statistics are still valid. So this survey is a survey done in 2023 for U.S. valuation professions. And it was performed by the Appraisal Institute. According to the Appraisal Institute, as of 2023, there were 93,665 active licensed appraisers within the United States. There are approximately, as of 2023, those practicing, are approximately 70,000 licensed or certified real estate appraisers within the United States. 12,000 of those real estate appraisers hold license in more than one state. And again, that process is called reciprocity. I discuss it in another video, and I'll leave a link below. So, of the 70,000 real estate appraisers practicing within the United States, next year it is anticipated that approximately 10% of those appraisers will no longer be practicing. So then we will drop down to a figure of approximately 63,000 appraisers. You might ask, why have those appraisers decided not to practice? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The primary reason is that most appraisers are over the age of 50 years old. That is one factor. A second factor is that mortgage financing has been down. So therefore there is not, if you are an appraiser who is dependent upon mortgage financing and you receive the majority of your business from refi or purchasing, when the market drops, that is a loss in business. There is another reason. That reason has to do with UAD, Uniform Appraisal Data. So there has been a push for the last 20 years for real estate appraisers to become uniform when we define condition and quality. And it is done that way so that we will be able to have better command of the statistics. This is a format that has been designed by the GSEs, i.e. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. There will be changes that will go into effect in 2025. Whenever those changes go into effect, we lose a certain percentage of our population because they do not want to take the time and necessary effort to learn the new rules and regulations. So, let's go back to the situation as it is today. With 70,000 appraisers, let's take a look at really who those appraisers are. Because one of the questions I'm often asked is, where do appraisers work? So of those 70,000 appraisers, according to this survey, 32.4% of the 70,000 appraisers are self-employed, they're sole proprietor, they're independent contractor, or etc. 24.5% of the 70,000 appraisers are self-employed business owner. They have a partner or an operator. They are with employees or with partners. So that is roughly 60% of the 70,000. So if my statistics are correct, that's approximately 42,000 appraisers who are self-employed or sole proprietors. The remaining appraisers are appraisers who generally work in other capacities. They may work in the financial arena, or they may work in the real estate arena. They work for other people. They may work for government entities, be it local, county, state, or federal. They may also work for banks and other lending institutions as well. So that is basically the population of appraisers. And if we're looking at how many of them are certified, approximately 50% of the real estate appraisers are certified residential. Approximately 8% of all real estate appraisers are licensed, and the remaining are certified general. The certified residential appraisers account for approximately 50%. The certified general appraisers account for 42%, and the remaining appraisers are licensed appraisers like myself, and they account for approximately 8%. So, I'm giving you statistics regarding the demographics of the appraisal profession, and please bear with me. I'm giving you these for a reason because I'm building up to a specific point. Of those real estate appraisers, the 70,000, we also have a situation of age. So, 43.2% of the 70,000 appraisers who are active and practicing are over the age of 65. 23% are between the age of 50 and 65, and 26% are between the age of 35 and 49. So you might be wondering, why are you giving me all these statistics? We have a serious problem in this country when it comes to real estate appraisal valuers, straight across the board. The majority of appraisers are over the age of 50. Real Estate Appraisal 411 channel was designed for basically 3 reasons. Number 1, I decided to start this channel because the public was asking me the same questions over and over and over. You see, if you call Ladies Appraisal Service, 9 chances out of 10, you will speak with me. I answer my phone. I do not, Ladies Appraisal Service does not claim to be everything to everybody when it comes to real estate valuation. Ladies Appraisal Service attempts to provide credible, honest, reliable valuation with excellent customer service. And in my opinion, part of customer service is answering the phone. So, I was asked the same question over and over again, and the number one question I was asked, and still am to this day, is how much is an appraisal? So, I made a video about what factors influence the cost of an appraisal. And in making these videos, that's how Real Estate Appraisal 411 came into existence. My second purpose is to increase the number of real estate appraisers who are female and of color, because of the 70,000 real estate appraisers in the United States who are currently practicing, I want to tell you how many of them are women and how many of them are people of color. So those real estate appraisers who are women comprise approximately 27% of the 70,000 real estate appraisers. The real estate appraisers who identify themselves as Black or African American comprise 8% of the real estate appraisers. Why is this an issue? Well, I'll tell you why this is an issue. Because according to the National Association of Realtors, which is the foremost trade organization for realtors, African Americans comprise 7% of the total population. There are 332 million people, approximately, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, within the United States. So, if 8% of them identify as Black or as African American, that figure accounts for 47 million people. However, real estate appraisers of color who identify as Black or African American account for 8% of 77,000. That is a total, excuse me, we count for 2.9% of all real estate appraisals. Of the 77,000 real estate appraisers in the United States, appraisers who identify as Black or as African American account for 2.9%. So, rounded to 3%, 70,000 times 3 is 2,100 appraisers for a population of 47 million. Yes, there is underrepresentation within the appraisal community that does not reflect the population. The same will be said true for women. And even more importantly, it is a known fact that the opinion of a woman in a real estate transaction carries more weight than any party. Why? Because women are still the predominant caretakers. And where do we take care of people? At home. So that old saying, if it's okay with mama, then the world is right. When it comes to the home, that is still true. So we have a problem. Where did this problem come from? In my opinion, this problem came after the 2008 crash. It came with the implementation of the Dodd-Frank Act, which I have made a video about the Dodd-Frank Act, and it is in my playlist. I will leave a link to it in this video. Basically, the Dodd-Frank Act required a third party to be in between a financial institution and the appraiser. That third party is called an appraisal management company. With the addition of that third party, it meant that third party is now receiving part of the fee that would have gone to an appraiser. So therefore, when I was trained and started in the profession in 1997, when I started, an appraiser was paid a salary, but we were paid in piecemeal. In other words, we were paid a percentage of the total order. For example, if, let's say, an order came in, and let's just for the sake of simplicity, say that the order is worth $100. When one started as a trainee, when I started, there was what we call a split fee. The supervisor appraiser made a percentage and the trainee made a percentage. When I first started, the percentage that a trainee made was 40%, and the supervisor received 60%. So if we cut that figure down and say another 20 to 30% is taken off the top, that only leaves me with 20 to 10% to be able to offer a trainee, which is insufficient. In addition to that, if I am a real estate appraiser who is dependent upon mortgage financing business, then I am dependent upon the fluctuations in the market, and therefore so is that trainee. So you might say, well, Miss Kathy, Miss Gray, you said all of this and you've identified the problem. Can you come up with any solutions? Yes, I can. Because that is another reason why I started this channel. So to alleviate this problem that we are currently having with the lack of participation with real estate appraisers in the profession, as many may be aware, there's a program called PIREA. What this does is it allows a student to gain their experience all online. They are not supervised, they are supervised, but they're supervised online. It is not an in-person thing. And while this attempt is one attempt to alleviate it, in my opinion, it is not the best attempt. So as I have stated, most real estate appraisers are over the age of 50. Today, in the world, I'm a baby boomer. I belong to that category. We are the predominant population in the world. In the United States, the baby boomers have the majority of the wealth. There has never been a time in the history of the world where we will witness such a great transference of wealth. So what is my proposal? My proposal To those of you out there who are thinking about a career in real estate appraisal, this is a fantastic time to pursue that. Why? Because there will be a need for property to be valued, because it will be switching hands. As I have stated in my previous videos, Ladies Appraisal Service is not dependent upon mortgage work. I am fortunate to have a diversified business. However, I am at an age where I simply want to train someone else. This is a prime opportunity for those interested in becoming a real estate appraiser to approach, do your research, approach an appraiser and ask them what would it take for them to sell you your business. Because I assure you, if any of them are like me, and I'm quite sure they are interested in selling their business. It's up to you to explain to them how doing so would be advantageous to them and to you. And for many of us who are like me, it would be extremely advantageous for me to sell my business. I would be doing the trainee a favor, and the trainee would be doing me a favor, because it would give me the opportunity to focus on the marketing of the business. Therefore, I can increase the volume of the business. I can hold the note on the business once we agree upon a selling price. I can act as a consultant for a specific time. What does a trainee get? You get my 25 years of experience. You get to work with me one-on-one. You do not have to start a business from scratch. You are purchasing a business who is already up and running and reputable. So I am often asked this question by trainees: Ms. Gray, if you were starting again, what advice would you give us? This is the advice that I would give you. Do your homework. Identify those appraisers who may be interested in selling their business. Approach them with a means for them to do that in a way that would benefit you both. And then we will increase the participation of appraisers within the field. You see, I don't believe in zero-sum game. And for those who do not know, let me define it. Zero-sum game is when one party wins and one party loses. To every problem, there are many solutions, not just one. There may be many solutions. And the solution that I have proposed today could be one of them. So, I want to thank you for tuning in with me today. I want you to know that I so much appreciate you spending time with me. And if this video has been of value for you, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the station. You know, I intend to learn something until the day I die. And I've heard this word frequently, but never really knew what it was. So I think on each one of my videos now, I'm going to try to close with it. And it's this: Namaste. I heard that what that meant is, may the God in you recognize the God in me. Because at the end of the day, that's all I'm really trying to do. So remember, peace is priceless. Because life is too short for nonsense. So stay in peace. Namaste.